If you're in year 9, 10 or 11 and you want to pass your GCSEs, here's 5 steps to how you can do that. The first thing that you need to make sure is that you've got specific goals. So if you're sitting down to study, instead of saying, I'm just going to revise science today, you need to actually know what you're going to revise in science, not just the topic. So don't just say, I'm going to revise plant and animal cells. What specifically do you want to achieve by the end of your study session? What do you want to know about the plant and animal cells? Do you want to know the similarities and the differences? Do you want to know about the subcellular structures? What do you want to actually know by the end of that study session? Make sure you know that, because when you're actually sat there and you're studying, then you know that this is what you need to know by the end of it, and you're going to actually work towards that. The second thing is that you don't need to sit for hours and hours. Instead, you need to use the Pomodoro method, which is basically making sure that you sit for 20 minutes, you concentrate in that, you maximize your time, have a break, sit for another 20 minutes, have a break, sit for another 20 minutes, have a break, sit for 20 minutes and have a longer break. The whole point is that each of these 20 minutes is dedicated to a specific goal, so that you know by the end of it what you're going to achieve, and you'll actually then achieve that. The third thing you need to do is you need to actually check, do I know what I've just revised? To do that, what you can use is you can use the Feynman technique, which is basically when you explain what you've learned to somebody who's younger than you. So it could be a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, or 9-year-old. You can just basically pretend you're trying to explain it to a child. Now, when you're actually explaining it to a child, you need to make sure that you're not using big complex words. Instead, you're breaking down what you've learned into simpler terms. If you're able to do that, it shows that you've actually understood what you've just learned or what you've just reviewed. Now, the fourth thing that you need to do is you need to use active recall methods of learning. So here's what you can do whilst you're reading, is you get a blank piece of paper and write some question down about what you've just read. And then when you've read everything, what you're going to do is you're going to answer this question to see, have I actually understood what I've just read? The last thing that you need to do, the fifth step, is that you need to actually practice exam questions. Now, loads of students forget to do this. My cat wants to be in the video. So loads of students forget to do this. What you need to make sure is that you actually practice what you've learned. You actually test yourself. So make sure you're actually doing some practice exam questions as well to see, can you actually apply the information that you've just learned.